Hey, yo, it's Mr. Random Pop Culture News Freak here again. Once again, Mr. Manny Wolverine. You guys are wrestling for Outsource channel. On my social media links, such as Twitter, Instagram, we shoot writing out all that other stuff. Newgrounds, DVR. Very rarely, once in a while, like I think it's called Bright Ideas or something else like that. And of course, rarely, super rare, once in a while, like either Twitter or freaking what else? On Patreon, there's another one out there, Reddit. But if anyways, any of you guys are brand new to the channel, like any of you guys truly care about my stuff, like, share, comment, and of course, give me a freaking bell notification if you truly give a rat's derriere and running rabbits about my stuff. Subscribe. Please subscribe. Absolutely fellow, wonderfully amazing. In case the YouTube algorithm unsubscribe you, please come back to me again, resubscribe again. My original subscribers, my viewers, my fan base, absolute greatest of all time go-to people like out there, my original supporters, my people out there, my audience retention peoples out there since day freaking one. I love the hell out of you guys. Honestly, would make it without you guys. Couldn't do it without you, man. I really couldn't. Anyways, and if any of you guys are brand new to this channel, you either found me through other social media accounts, or you just happen to stumble upon any of my videos on all three of my YouTube channels, or just happen to hear me from somewhere else, which I highly doubt that's a thing. That'd be great if you come along with this journey and adventure with me, and just watch me commentate, do commentary, and react to a lot of fun, cool either anime videos, once in a while like movie, video game stuff, rarely once in a while the must stuff, and of course stuff like indie cartoon stuff. That's enjoyable. And if you want to stay with me forever, that's cool. But if not, it's just gonna be a one and done thing. You'll never see me ever again. At least play me in the background 2x speed. That'd be great. And it's totally understandable. It's totally classy. It's all good. It's all good in the hood. It's called gravy. It's all understandable. Totally get it. No hard feelings. I get that. I'm not trying to twist your guys' arm, make you guys feel uncomfortable. It's something you don't want to do. There's 6-7 billion other people in the world who could be watching besides me. Completely get it. I have no freaking problems with that at all. Totally content with it. Anyways, this isn't the Death Battle one yet, because it already came out like a week ago. By the time you guys see this, it's not Saturday. I'm posting. It's probably gonna be Sunday or Monday, so I know I'm always a week or 2 weeks, 3 weeks late on this thing. IRL is sometimes hectic as fuck. I don't always get to the things like I want to get to, so there's that. Says Yugi is actually terrifying. Yu-Gi-Oh is in Death Battle. There's the other one, Ash Ketchem. Even I should have reacted to that one first, because obviously I'm still a huge ass fucking grown ass man that's a Pokemon fan. I'm probably gonna be into that thing until the day I freaking unfortunately leave this world. So 8 feet deep in the ground. Yeah, this one came out, let's see, probably a week or two ago, November 30th, last month. So there's that. So without wasting guys' time, not BSing around, beating around the bush. Let's just jump into it. Hopefully this thing doesn't get damaged. If it does, that sucks. All right, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Let's jump into this thing right now.
Many a theorist have tried to solve the mystery of ancient Egypt. What was the secret to such a glorious civilization?
Time travel? The divine hand? Aliens? Nah, they were gamers.
Egyptians played games with sorcery. These magical ceremonies punished dark hearts with swift death. The Shadow Game.
No, Wiz. They were banished to the Shadow Realm. Wink.
Sadly, the way of the Shadow Games was lost across time and the pieces of the Millennium Puzzle. It's said the one who solves the puzzle would pass judgment on evil. And in the modern day, Yugi reassembled it and wished for a friend.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Turn that jam up! Yugi was a shy kid that helped run his grandpop's game shop.
But little did he know that completing the puzzle would link his spirit to an ancient pharaoh.
Yami, always willing to lend Yugi a hand and always on demon time while doing so. He's anime jigsaw. Yami wants to play a shadow game.
Whether it's griddle air hockey, Mario Party with chloroform, or the game that would take his world and ours by storm, Duel Monsters.
It's a summoner's war. Time to send monsters to the graveyard and take your foe down to 0 life points.
When Yugi's grandpa was kidnapped by the deranged CEO Seto Kaiba, Yugi knew it was time to knock him down the only way he knows how, playing a children's card game.
And for his L, Kaiba was given a penalty game. Lose or cheat against Yami at your own peril. With the puzzle, Yami can punish you in some seriously messed up ways. Illusions of being set on fire, swapping your soul soul, or the infamous Mind Crush.
The Millennium Puzzle does far more than force hallucinations. It brings monsters to reality, forms barriers, manipulates probability, and seals away spirits.
You can't buy this. It and 6 other Millennium items are juiced up by ghosts.
Despite Yami's retribution, Yugi wasn't aware of this darker half. Yami had amnesia, so he didn't know himself either. But after a run-in with enemy Millennium Ring user Dark Bakura and some seriously hardcore LARPing, Yugi and Yami learned each other's shtick and made the dynamic duo.
With friends Taya, Tristan, and their left leg Joey, Yugi and Yami were ready for anything.
Because Yugi had a great early deck. Monsters for offense, spells for effects, and traps for setups. Oh, and Exodia. Oh, there they go.
Okay, if Yugi's deck is so good, why isn't it the meta? Put me in, coach. Face my 2,000 card deck.
Don't be too quick to judge. Yugi's a very clever strategist. His style works best at maximizing the use of so-called terrible cards.
Yeah, cool story, Wiz. But what's he gonna do about the 3 blue eyes Kaiba's got aiming at his dome?
Simple. Summon the monster card Karibo and have him multiply. With a 1,000 strong meat shield, a dragon's breath is a gentle breeze.
Well, okay. Didn't know Yugi had that dog in him. But I'm about brute force. Buster Blader and Celtic Guardian are sick, nasty swordsmen. Summon Skull shoots bolts of lightning. And the giant soldier of stone can destroy moons. Time Wizard's better. It's a living clock that fast-forwards or rewinds a local area of time, turning monsters to infants or wizards into wise sages. Speaking of wizardry, you can't have a Yugi deck without his right hand, Dark Magician, and his apprentice, Dark Magician Girl. Both are masters of dark magic, and Yugi
I remember so much of the fuck. That's when I was middle school, high school, when I looked at, NSFW, Paleo. I don't know if it's called Paleo or Faleo, however you say it. I used to call it Faleo. Okay, Rule 34. Like, my God, man. I always had to make sure my parents weren't around when I looked at that corn on the internet, because I had to use the family computer, and I had to use my freaking login account, because I had that in my brat piece of shit little sibling, which I never fucking cared about, fortunately. I ain't even get into that, because it's private shit. It's a long story short on that, we never saw eye to eye to each other. I'm probably not the only one that hates the living shit out of my sibling. There's probably some of you guys out there who probably hate the hell out of your siblings. And you probably will until you're both unalived, unfortunately. Hopefully by old age. Other than that, yeah, I'm just going to say it. Dude, the Dark Magician Girl, bro. Woo! Good Lord, the freaking corn and not safe for work pictures they have for that girl. So it wasn't even the one that was really into blonde hair, blue eyed white girls that much, since I grew up with kind of a little bit of around them occasionally when I used to go to school all the time. So I didn't really give a fuck about that race that much. I mainly liked a lot of exotic chicks, mainly the Hispanic Latina chicks who are my race. But like a lot of really super cute ass Asian chicks. Mainly a lot of them. Even if they weren't into me, I didn't give a fuck. But whatever, let's move on.
With the damage redirecting magic cylinder. Now that's thinking with portals.
There's support monsters too. Catapult Turtle is a bot with a cannon that literally launches other monsters. And when Yugi comboed it with Gaia and Swords of Revealing Light, which immobilizes monsters, they brought down an entire fortress.
I like myself some good old-fashioned card science. I took it in college. Very fascinating stuff.
Card science? Is that real?
You have a master's in poultry science, apparently. I don't think that's real.
You've seen the diploma. It's hanging in our office.
You could fake a diploma. Lord knows I have. What?
Wait, which one?
Yeah, oh gosh, look at the time. Come back next week for the full episode of Ash vs. Yugi. I really have to go.
I knew you didn't have a bachelor's in babes.
If you're doing White Elephant or Secret Santa...
Oh my God, that's funny as hell. Alright, I'll see you guys in a quick second. Hold on, because I want to see the Ash one real quick too, and then we'll finally get to the whole death battle thing, whatever. So hold on one quick second. Hold up. See you in a quick second. Okay, so now we're back with the Ash Ketchem one. Oh man. The one I'm way more familiar with because I was little at 7, 8 years old. First time I ever watched Pokemon. I probably said this thing a million times. The first time I ever saw the anime, it was a 7, I think it was either 8 or 9. So in 1996, 1997, or 1998. So the mid to late 1990s, I was like, when I first ever got in Pokemon. I think it was like, I don't know if it was the episode that had like Erica versus Tangela and Vileplume or whatever, and Ash had to fight the gym leader Erica, or before that or after that one. Like, it's still my favorite, number one fucking favorite Gen 1 Kanto Pokemon like ever, which was The baby evolution and the big one, like Rhyhorn and Rhydon. And that was like the first time, I'll never forget it. It was one of those 2 episodes I saw, and like, I remember back in the day. I think this is when Ash Ketchum had his like Squirtle. I think he already had a Squirtle and Charmander already, so it was right after those. So he was probably on his 2nd, 4th, or his 5th badge already. So this is before he probably got his 7th and 8th badge before he fought Giovanni. And then the other one later on. No, he had to fight Gary or whatever, and he got his Earth badge. No, should have been the Flying badge, but it was called Earth badge. And then the 7th one when he had to fight Blaine or whatever in the anime thing. So, my God, the whole thing with the Pokemon one. I said it a couple times before, but if you guys were Gen Zs, you're probably too young to remember when the whole Pokemon craze went. But if you were super old school ass millennial fools, like how us kids were growing up, especially the geeky, nerdy motherfuckers that were, pretty much were. I want to say not all of us were losers. Some of us are probably bigger losers than others. So probably wouldn't get no girlfriend for years until probably either high school or college, unfortunately. But other than that, my God, the whole thing had the manga, the TCG, the plushies, everything just, it blew up with Pokemania for about 2 to 5 years at the most. Plus, you had a whole bunch of other franchises that were coming out too that were real big at the time. We had like all those video games things that were coming out for like, the ones I remember growing up with a lot, Sony and family. Obviously, Spyro the Dragon, Crash Bandicoot, Jack and Daxter, Rayman, Gex the Gecko. Unfortunately, Gex didn't make it that far, unfortunately. You even had the Bubsy one, but I don't think that one did that good. I heard it was really bad. And then a couple other ones for Nintendo 64 to like almost a GameCube era. Obviously, you had Mario 64, Mario Kart Racing. Even though that was on for NES and SNES, like in the Japanese version, they called it the Famicom and Super Famicom. I didn't even know it was called the Famicom, so I think it was either 2006 or 07. The first 2 or 3 years YouTube was around when I first started watching, like, I think Did You Know Gaming was like the first place I heard that from was called Famicom. I was like, why the fuck did they call it Super Famicom? That's like the first thing 17, 18-year-old me was thinking, like, that was so weird they didn't call it Nintendo over there. Like they did out here in the West, in the United States. Always like freaking not bottled me or bugged. It was always like mind-boggling for me, it's kind of weird. Other than that, and you have so many other franchises out there. You have fucking for the PS2, you got Jack and Daxter, Sly Fox Hound. The only one that's still going on of those 3 besides that one is like Ratchet and Clank. And other ones are probably never gonna make games out of ever again. Yeah, other ones like Abe's Odyssey and then the Medieval one, which I don't know why the first Medieval, it scared the living crap out of me. That dude Sir Aaron was scared the shit out of me, dude. Even though it's supposed to be kind of a quirky, funny thing like Courage the Cowardly Dog, but that terrified the fuck out of me, that dude. Every time they showed like the fucking music and all that stuff, just talking about it, I'm already getting goosebumps, even though I was like 10, 11 years old when I saw that commercial. It's like, dude, why is this so dark and creepy? Like, I even had nightmares of it. That's how bad that shit was for like 2 years. And then you had shit from like Resident Evil series, Street Fighter shit coming out, Mega Man, all that stuff coming out. And what else? Digimon, and so many other franchises. You had to be alive to see it, man. So I feel bad a lot of Gen Zers will never know the joys of how these franchises, how amazingly badass these were. Maybe the few of them, 1 or 2, they might be familiar with. They might be familiar with like Digimon or like a Yu-Gi-Oh! Probably Pokemon too, because it lasted for a long ass time. Maybe the Gen Zers, I don't know if they started with Gen 3, 4, or 5. So if they didn't start with Pokemon Emerald, they probably started either Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, or they started with like Black, White 1 and 2, or X and Y. Pretty much when Pokemon, I'm not going to say it became completely irrelevant. It was still pretty big for its time, because when Pokemon Go came out in 2016, that shit blew up really, really huge. I mean, now it's big and ginormously a huge wave of nostalgia for a lot of people that grew up in Miami, because I was already almost hitting my late 20s by the time 2016 came around. So like that shit hit like a fucking truck. And then like Gen Z versus like Zoomers, they were able to like experience kind of like how it was in the 90s a little bit. Unless they had an older brother or older sister that were living in the 90s, maybe they would have known better. But all right, enough yapping. Let's get into it. Ash Ketchum.
Hello there. Welcome to the world of Pokemon.
Oh, the kids get their first one at age 10. If you don't sleep in like Ash Ketchum from Pallet Town.
Ash wanted to be a Pokemon master, though he didn't really know what that meant yet.
How about taking down your rivals to be the very best, like no one ever was?
Yeah. The customs my real test. The trainer makes my calls. I could that whole song for fucking hours on that thing. Man, I remember these other places, like rest in peace to all these other spots like KB Toys, Circuit City, and fucking what's it called, Toys R Us and all that. Oh man, I remember seeing so much of the merch out there, aka the merchandise and all that stuff. Like it was flying off the shelves like crazy. I remember like the stickers, all the freaking products that they had out there. They even had a Pokemon Monopoly, Pokemon Movie 2000, the Burger King thing. I never got any of the fucking golden cars. I wish I did. I did get like the 3 keychains. I only got like 3 out of the 12 or 25 that they were selling. I know there was that whole controversy in the late 90s. A lot of like 3 or 4 year old little kids were, unfortunately, something like this little girl, I think it was in California somewhere, Oregon, Washington, which I didn't know that was like happening over there because I wasn't even on this side of the United States yet. So I'm out here in Vegas. Because I didn't move out here until way later on, like 2002, 03, around that time. Because in the 90s, I was still living in New York City or in that spot over there. Like, I think a little girl, she, like, choked and suffocated or whatever from, like, one of the Pokeball things. And unfortunately, she passed away, I think. I don't know if she died or not. Maybe. It depends. But other than that, they had to put a label on Burger King, like, saying, oh, do not give this small parts of the Pokeball pieces. You know, Pokemon. They used to call it Pokemon or Pokemon. Like, I was so annoying the way they said it like that, but these were just old normie boomers that didn't give a fuck about games. They were just doing their job. So there was that. Other than that, man, it was a glorious ass time to be alive. Especially for me personally, because back when I was like in 3rd, 4th grade, I got bullied a lot. Not for liking Pokemon. And there's this one stupid ass goddamn motherfucker. I hope he's dead now. I pray to hope to God he's in a dead grave. Because I ever visit over there for family and stuff, I see the dude around. Oh God, I know I should just let that shit go. But my God, there's other stuff I want to say about it, but I don't want to sound like I'm a bigot or R-word racist or any of that shit, so I'm just going to keep that shit shut. Actually, nowadays, people are a lot more extra sensitive to shit. Some other fools that are minorities are a lot more louder than others. Some shit never changes. Whatever. But, like, hopefully the dude's rotting in a prison somewhere, and I pray that he is. Or he's not even living in that state no more. But, oh, God. After I came back from, like, home every time, it was just a comfort, a safety, and fucking beautiful safety and security I had there. And then, like, anime and manga, that was my way of coping and escaping all those bullshit-ass fucking problems none of the teachers gave a fuck about. Because they only cared about their little green and money and wealth and shit over the fucking kids' safety. But whatever. Hope the dude's rotting in fucking hell or jail somewhere. But, yeah, that's what made Pokemon so awesome as hell, man. And same with other franchises, too, so let's keep going.
Better than Gary and his dumb groupies.
Well, Ash knew he'd find his answers at the Pokemon League tournament.
So Oak hooked him up with the electric mouse, Pikachu. And went, he's your problem now, stupid.
Pikachu was a lot. The new duo had a rocky start, but after an intense first day together, the rest, as they say, is history.
25 seasons, over 1,200 episodes, and the cornerstone of 2000s culture. Ash spent decades as a 10-year-old on the great Pokemaniac journey.
We should note, we are prioritizing the anime that Ash is from, which often differs from the original games that inspired it.
Ash is equipped with tons of Pokeballs and an all-knowing Pokedex. That's also a Pokemon. But in a fight, Ash usually chooses Pikachu. Give the yellow red enough voltage and you'll regret it. Even ground types that would be immune to electric attacks in the games can't stop what this Pikachu dishes out.
Yet somehow Ash is just fine after repeatedly getting zapped by this same electricity. Over time, Pikachu learned Volt Tackle, Electro Web, Electro Ball, and
Pikachu, use Thunderbolt, the perfect attack for outgoing flamboyant thieves and air balloons. Looks like they're blasting off again.
So clearly the anime doesn't follow the game rules. Like when Pikachu shot himself with his own thunder while on Swellow, who, you know, is vulnerable to lightning.
But somehow they used thunder as a super armor. He even learned how to deflect attacks by just spinning really fast. Whee!
Speaking of fast, Pikachu has intercepted lightning, but quick attack increases that speed even more.
And his Iron Tail really pairs well with Ash's offensive style. The guy plays crazy, opting for big damage over stalling.
Ash's style is so unusual that when a robot scanned his tactics, it exploded.
As the great philosopher
I didn't watch the whole entire season for X and Y, so like it wasn't until like about 5-6 years after that, like after COVID was over and all that shit, aka COVID-19, whatever. I watched like the ones that had Zygarde in it, the good and other evil Zygarde, whatever. I don't know. I think because since I wasn't a little kid anymore and I was a grown ass adult in my mid-late 30s when I saw it, like I don't know, it just the same vibe I have for Pokemon just felt. I don't want to call it cringe or cheesy or just. It's kind of silly and kind of. I don't know, not dumbfounded, but kind of like cheesy and really like bad comedy sort of thing. I didn't feel that same vibe I did when I was a kid, you know? I don't know, this has to do with just being an adult growing up because you have to pay bills and taxes and all that shit and raise kids and all that stuff. Well, I don't have to, thank God, but I'm gonna be surprised some of my old friends, I probably had kids and a wife and kid of their own. So they gotta take care of that stuff, so you know. I don't know. You know, a lot of like the voice acting just sounds really, really redundant and kind of nonsensically stupid sometimes. Maybe because I'm not a kid anymore, and maybe the Gen Zers and the Alphas are growing up with it. It will resonate with them a lot more because they grew up during that time. I guess, you know, everyone's going to feel different.
If it works, is it still stupid?
Ash and Pikachu's bond is magnetic and brought them new allies. Misty, Brock, Serena, just to name a few. Underneath the stubbornness and crispy bikes, they are loyal friends.
Just like Ash's Pokemon. They're not just collecting dust in a shiny hunting box. Ash's League ID won't let him carry more than 6 at a time, but if he needs them, they'll all come running.
Water types like Squirtle and Lapras are key in seafaring fights, and Ash can combine their water attacks with Glalie Ice Beam.
One time, his Weasel got frozen while using Aqua Jet, which is fine. Now he's using Ice Aqua Battering Ram.
Grass types like Bulbasaur and Torterra induce status effects and heal with synthesis.
But Sceptile's a menace. Yeah, so you got a big, scary Darkrai. Eat this leaf blade, Smeargle victim.
Love that
or that's what I would say if Tobias did an action replay of frickin' Latios. Give my man a win, 4Kids.
Well, 4Kids just did the localization. They didn't write the show.
Oh.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Oh, man. 4Kids, man. Where do I even begin with that fucking thing? I could go all day with a video on that one. I'm not going to. They fucked up so much of the translation growing up at the time. But we didn't have a choice. It's 90s, 2000 kids. Like, not everyone had computers and PCs and smartphones, especially smartphones. Those things didn't exist until like 2008, 2009 later. They wouldn't even get way faster until like, let's say between 2013 or 15 or whatever. Like they are now. So we didn't have a choice but to watch shit from 4Kids TV. Unless you knew somebody that was an uncle or aunt of yours that probably went to Japan and got the old school VHSs or DVDs of the original uncensored, uncut versions of the Pokemon anime episodes. That's probably the only way you were able to watch it uncensored. Even the 3 or 4 other Pokemon banned episodes that weren't out in the United States, like the one that had the Dratini Safari Zone thing where Ash caught all those Tauros. The one where they had the fake, the one, I don't know if James was ever a gay homosexual dude or not. I didn't give a fuck at that time. And I was like an 8-9-year-old kid. But it was what it was. Because I got taught in an early age. They're like, oh, if any guys are, you know, LGBTQ people, you're going to go to hell. Because obviously I was raised in that Christian household. My parents didn't say that directly, but the pastor did at that time. No, other than that, dude. Oh, they screwed up so much shit, man. Actually, that other infamous thing where it says, I'm eating jelly-filled donuts. And they were like those rice cake things. They screwed up fucking bad with those. And then the one where James had the fake girl boobs or whatever. It wasn't even real inflatable boobs. Oh, that one they had to cut out. I forgot the other two that they had to cut out, too. I know in Gen 3, there was one they had to cut out, like, I think that one Pokemon Wish Cash, whatever, he ended up using Earthquake. Because I think Japan experienced a real bad earthquake that unfortunately took a lot of people's souls. Well, there's
I thought they were in charge of my Pokemon TCG collection. You're telling me that I threw away my Shadowless Charizard card for nothing?
Shadowless? Charizard always casts a shadow.
Oh, Wiz, you know nothing about the TCG life. I got into it because it's like gambling with Pokemon. So it's cute and not a problem. Anyway, shut up and follow me. We're going to go hit up the local card shop. New drops out.
Fine. Come back next week as we cover Ash's opponent, Yugi Moto.
Alright. I'll see you guys in a second. I'm really going to do the reaction to the battle. Should have did that earlier, but hold on. Okay, so like I always do, links to the description box down below. But not just the one video, but all three of the videos, which I usually don't do reactions to all three of them, but I decided to do now because this is something that was very massively nostalgically, and I am looking through nostalgic rose-tinted glasses, not just these ones, but on a spiritual, mental level, I was looking through that. It's very close to my heart when I was a mid-late 90s, early 2000s, kid, middle school and high school, teenager too. I kind of stopped playing it in the freshman sophomore year. Not the TCG game, but like just the Yu-Gi-Oh games in general. The Pokemon ones, I kept going forever on that bitch for a long time. Except for the last two. Black, White 2, unfortunately I missed that one, but I played it on the ROM hack. And then the other one, Legends EA, I decided to skip that one because the graphics were real bad on that thing. Even though I was still able to play normally, I just watched a bunch of gameplay and I should instead. So I wasn't really missing out as much as I thought I was. So it was that. So anyways, without further ado, let's begin. Ash versus Yugi. So let's speed this up a little bit. And here we go. Whoever wins, it's going to win. And honestly, I wouldn't be mad whoever wins. Mainly, I kind of want Ash to win a little bit more than Yugi Moto. But in the anime, they were both cool. Alright, let's go. That battle. 3, 2, 1, let's jump into it.
Alright, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
Before we start, let's lay some ground rules.
We're treating this as a real-time fight, much like typical battles in the Pokemon anime and duels later on in the Yu-Gi-Oh anime. And given that the rules of Pokemon and duel monsters are clearly incompatible, we'll allow them to summon anything that's reasonably available to them.
It's time to death battle!
Oh god, you see who wins it. See who wins this thing. Who wins it? Ooh. Fucking go. Woo! Dark Magician. Yo. Boom. I was a Dark Magician girl. Dragon is not so thing for this.
You okay, Pikachu? Explore forest tricky. Hang in there!
You have speed, but I have Lightning Blade and Excalibur to boost my attack, and I set 1 card face down to end my turn.
Okay, guys, it's our turn now. Pikachu, throw him up with quick attack. Everyone else, back him up.
Oh, dude. No, I'm not gonna lie. The one that's playing whoever the voice actor or actress is for Yugimoto, or Yu-Gi-Oh, he's sounding a lot better than the one that's playing Ash's voice. Oh man. I know those in just the original one, Rebecca. I forgot what her name was. Rebecca Turner, Rebecca Menzel. I don't remember her fucking name. Damn. I remember my dude, a very big old school YouTuber named Birdkeeper Toby. Now he's called Lorekeeper Toby. Like, he actually met that chick. I think it was Rebecca Trainer or Rebecca Trabita something. Fuck, I don't remember her name. That's the one I grew up as Ash Ketchem, because I don't know if it was the third or I think it was the fourth generation, Gen 4. And it wasn't Gen 3. I think they switched it to another one's name. I didn't like it at first, but I got used to it. This one's, oh man. It is not good. He sounds like shit. And I'm not trying to throw shade and say, oh, this voice actor's complete garbage. She probably did a lot more other better freaking voice anime adaptations. I know she probably tried her best, but I don't know. She probably just got hired because I guess Winds and Boomstick, the guys that do the Death Battle voices, like, it was probably their friend or whatever. Also, by the way, I put my blinds open, so that's why it's a little bit more brighter with natural light. So there's that. Alright, let's go.
Great job! Now, Thunderbolt!
Thunderbolt.
Don't get ahead of yourself. You forgot about my face down card. Rise! Dimension!
Zodian? Oh, the other dude. Uh-oh. Kukuda.
Oh, I get it. Good thing we brought them all, right, Pikachu?
What do you mean, them all?
Oh, the Toro's reference. I was just talking about that. What?
Charizard! I choose you!
Oh, God. That's crazy. No fucking way. Well, the Yu-Gi-Oh monsters are gonna be like white jacket? Oh. I bought a Mega Power. That's old school 90s. What are you trying to do? Your friend came out of that. Oh, that's like a small game one from the original. Oh! I was gonna try to go to Gen 9, Scarlet and Violet. Oh, what? Oh, you the Egyptian god card. Oh. Okay. I forgot about the Egyptian god card, dude. Oh, fucking shit, man. You gotta be kidding me, dude. Oh, Mega Gengar. Okay. I see you, buddy. Oh, he was a normal Gengar. Millennium Peace thing. I never thought it was like some Illuminati Masons crap in there. It probably was, but I didn't know nothing about that shit when I was an 8, 9-year-old little kid. Or 7, 8-year-old little kid. Oh, the Astro Ninja. Oh, 250. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
It's my turn now.
The young Yugi mode, though.
Your girlfriend's dad doesn't skip.
Alright, hold on. Alright, let's keep going.
Turn now.
He got up. It's young Yugi now. Yugimoto. Part of the cards. It's kind of like the same way Sailor Moon was with Usagi. He goes to match the Sailor Moon or whatever, both like with TCG cards instead of like saving the world and being the princess and all that shit. Oh, I don't remember that one. Goddess of Light. Oh, Darkness Girl the other. Oh no, they're gonna win at the last second, aren't they? Said it doesn't matter who wins this one. I'm happy with it either way. Oh! The time track card on the Pokemon down.
Pikachu, let's finish this together.
Oh, I did the thing. Sun and Moon Ultra Stomp and they're doing the little Z-Moon dance. 1,000 arms under the one. It was like when you fight Lightning across me.
You activated my track card. Magic Cylinder.
Oh, that track card.
Send your Thunderbolt back to attack your light points directly.
Oh. Oh, the reference to the Mewtwo movie.
That was an awesome duel, Ash.
That was good. I like how they did that. They gave it a little bit of respect for that shit, okay? That sucked that they lost, but that's fine,
quick.
bro.
I need your tears. We can save him.
There's a lot to this, so let's break it down by experience, strategy, and monsters. Starting with experience. Both Ash and Yugi have risen to the top, beating the best.
Like I said, I wasn't okay. I mean, I was going to be okay whichever side of the one, the Yu-Gi-Oh's anime version side, Yugimoto or Ash would have won. I would have been okay either way. You know, I've been a Pokemon fan a billion times longer than I was with Yu-Gi-Oh. That one after I was like, I don't know, 13, 14, or 15, like, in 2003 or 05, I kind of got bored of it, so I just dropped it. Because I wanted to get more like, not K-pop soap operas, but a lot more like anime manga series that were a lot more bigger for me at the time. Like that Fullmetal Alchemist, a lot of the shit that was in Adult Swim and Toonami at the time. That one, Zatch Bell, what else? Fuck, there's a couple other ones I'm missing, man. Oh, man. That one's Zatch Bell. There was another one besides Dahaxon, and then like Sword Art Online. I watched a little bit here and there. Bleach, obviously. So many of them I got.
And traveled all over the
world. Oh, and I still got a bunch of like fucking news topics I want to talk about too. So you guys.
Poor was in more tourneys and saved the world way more often. And despite what people say, he wins a lot.
Even Attempt's stint as the Pharaoh doesn't tip the scale since he
I
wasn't
forgot I had the Pharaoh version.
Plus, Pokemon evolve over time, literally and figuratively. While Yugi's deck is obviously adjustable, the cards are unchanging, unable to grow like Ash's Pokemon.
So Ash wins in experience, but when it comes to strategy, he's a wild card.
He's skilled at improvisation and using the environment to win. Even machines cannot comprehend his tactics.
But the same goes for Yugi. Gotta remember, Yugi and Attempt's teamwork is second to none. They're masters at exploiting weaknesses, setting up tricks, and surprising foes with so-called weak cards.
Both could likely adjust to each other's unpredictability, so a Dark Horse-style win was unlikely.
But Ash's secret weapon is his bond with his Pokemon, boosting their power. I'm not just talking about Pikachu. His power of friendship invented an evolution for Greninja. That's crazy. Ash's trust in his Pokemon knows no limits.
Silly as it may sound, Yugi trusts his deck in the same way. The heart of the cards is real, and Yugi is determined to support his monsters with spells, traps, and buffs. Look at his duels with American Paradox, where he bolstered his weaker cards to take down gods. With Ba and Kong, his bonds with his cards manifest them into reality, not so dissimilar from Ash Greninja.
Yeah, Ash has aura, but he never mastered it. And specialties like Mega Evolution and Gigantamax, while awesome, only work with specific Pokemon.
And since Ash focuses on offense far more than support, Yugi could control the pace of the fight with cards like Swords of Revealing Light and Magic Cylinder.
But I know some of you are asking, what if Ash threw hands? The kid's strong enough to chug trees and lift baby gods. Just punch him, man.
Oh my god. Just punch him out, man. Alright, hold on. Okay.
Strong enough to chuck trees and lift baby gods. Just punch him, man. Well, Yugi's similarly tough, and the Millennium Puzzle can make shields, steal ghosts, cast illusions, and mess with minds. If Ash actually tried to punch him, it'd be Mewtwo all over again.
It's a close call, but Yugi takes the edge in strategy.
So it all comes down to the monsters. Yugi had a slightly larger pool of monsters, but Ashes can clear out island-wide storms, fight terraforming beasts, and are stronger than the black hole summoning Gardevoir.
However, Yugi's can rain down meteors, compete with larger black holes, and even the mid-tier scale to Glow Neos, destroying that relativity field with a universe. And Herakti created Yu-Gi-Oh's whole multiverse, surpassing even Solgaleo's Sunsteel Strike and Dialga's Roar of Time.
And Yugi had more than just monsters on the field. Ash's strength was also his weakness. His power was evenly spread, relying only on his remaining Pokemon.
I think with the Pokemon universe they got, especially I don't know if it was Gen 5, I think it was Gen 6 or Gen 7 after X and Y, and especially with Mega Ruby Alpha Sapphire and the remakes from Ruby Sapphire and Emerald, and then Sun and Moon, Ultra Moon, and then like right before Sword and Shield came out, like they were talking about time paradoxes, time universes, and like different types of parallel universes where Pokemon, like different time events happen. Like some Pokemon don't even become Pokemon, they just become Ultra Beasts, especially with Sun and Moon, Sun and Ultra Moon. The whole Ultra Beast was a real big thing at the time. I think it's Sword and Shield that they kind of dropped that whole concept, but they kind of brought it back a little bit in Scarlet and Violet with the, like I was saying, the time paradox Pokemon. Like there's like different like time machines in the time universe of what other Pokemon paradox forms exist out there that didn't exist in like the main regular universe for Pokemon. And then the whole timelines of Pokemon is always mixed up too. Like Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3, and 4 kind of like take place in First Warriors take place in Japan, and then Gen 5 beyond take place in other parts of the world. The fantasy version of the United States for Black, White 1 and 2, and fantasy version of France for X and Y. And then you had like the Hawaiian version, aka the one that's Alola version for Sun and Moon, US, UM. And then the other one for aka Ultra Moon. And the one for the Galar region was Wind, the one that takes place in the fantasy edition of what the UK, London, England, British culture was. And the other one, Paldea, takes place in Barcelona, Spain. And shit. So there's all that.
Mind faints, no more psychic barriers. If you lost Lucario, no more Mega Evolution, and so on. The longer the battle went, the less Pokemon Ash had. And he did not have a reliable way to bring them back. He doesn't carry revives on him, and even then, reviving Pokemon in the anime is entirely different from the games. Meanwhile, Yugi had cards like Mirage Ruler and Monster Reborn that could instantly recall powers he's lost.
And he can, bend fate to draw whatever card he wants. And we didn't even cover them all. Really, Yugi's deck has no pathetic cards.
Exactly. Yugi's versatility and power swept Ash's options, giving his monsters the lead. He just needed the right moment to knock Ash stone cold.
That was a good attempt at a pun, Wiz. You might not think it's Pharaoh, but Ash got Yugi owned.
The winner is Yugi Moto.
Yugi owned. Thanks for watching. One more Death Battle.
Death Battle will be back in 2026. But right now, you can check out our brand new channel. It's called Nightly Brew, and we're playing Dungeons & Dragons, Blood on the Clock Tower, and other games that'll probably blow up in our face. So check it out right now, and make sure to subscribe. Thanks.
Well, that's cool. Hopefully I do good on those channels, so. Alright, so, hold on one second. Alright, so as always, quick overall thoughts, views, opinions, overall thoughts, vibes, viewpoints, hot takes, vibes, feels, emotions, hot takes, harsh, broad opinions, bullet points, tipping point, different other scales of the arena, and of course, as always, my viewpoint, my raw, uncut thoughts, topic at hand here. Everything, my quick thoughts off the top of the dome. I don't want to make this 50 minutes or long. It's going to be even extra longer. Almost a whole hour by the time I do this. Like I said before, I'll say it again. I'm really, really happy. Like the way that they ended up like giving him a little bit of respect, even though Ash ended up losing. And the whole Pokemon universe, they unfortunately didn't get a chance to like kick the ever-loving shit out of Yugi Moto's team, which I was a little upset about, not gonna lie, but wasn't super hardcore upset. They didn't like disrespect him or any of that shit, because he was a part of so many 90s kids and early 2000 kids' lives when he was real popular at the time. Satoshi. I know in Japanese they call him Satoshi because they named it after the dude that created Pokemon back in the day, which is Satoshi Tajiri. But in English they just called him Ash Ketchum. Oh my god. But I will say this, bro. Shit, man. It's funny because I know a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh fans nowadays. I don't know if they still like Yu-Gi-Oh. I played a couple of them way back in the PS1, PS2 era when it was like really popping off really big time. Yu-Gi-Oh fandom was really huge. I knew some of my friends that were real big Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon fans. Other ones, like me, they were mainly just more Pokemon fans than Yu-Gi-Oh fans. Yeah, that one versus Pokemon versus Digimon and Monster Rancher and all that. Like, man, what a fucking time. Time fucking paradise to even be living at that time. From 1990 all the way to 1999, 2000. You know, granted, I don't remember anything from 1990 and 1994 or 95ers because I was like a baby in diapers all the way to my toddler ages until I was about 6 years old. So then, I guess 96 and up over to that. That's when I started memorizing a lot of the world around me and all the other shit. Aside from all that, oh man, dude. It was pretty crazy. I really didn't know who was going to win this one, man. I really had no fucking idea who was going to win this thing. Who was going to win this round. And like I said before, I had that same like animation that Ruby had. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit more extra tired and sleep because it's literally almost 7 a.m. I got like 4 or 5 hours left before I start work, so there's that. But luckily tomorrow after that, I will be off for 2 days so I can do more videos. Yeah. Honestly, all the special effects, the sound effects, and the graphics and all that look real good. And it's like 1 or 2 parts that were kind of cheap a little bit, especially when like you had Lucario and the other Pokemon, Greninja doing their Mega Evolution, and the other one that Greninja doing is like Ash Greninja form thing. Something that kind of looked cheaply made a little bit, but a lot of the attacks that Yu-Gi-Oh's Yu-Gi-Oh monsters were using for his card decks and all that, I'll use this trap card, face down, you jumped into my trap card attack. Like, he sounded really loyal and royal and really, like, not rambunctious per se, more like, I don't know, if anything, he's more like, not bombastic or rambunctious, more like, very royal, very equivalent, very, like, his quipness, if that even makes any sense. Like, he's up to snuff on his, like, very high, posh, like, kind of British UK accent a little bit, but kind of Canadian sounding too. I don't know. Really hard to pinpoint explain how his accent is, but he kind of just sounds like the other dude from years later in 2014-15, later on, that whole My Hero Academia thing will be a real big freaking anime series. I'll get super over popularized to the maximum thing. And the last final thing I'll say is this. The whole like stuff with the whole jewels and like Yu-Gi-Oh's more stronger in the universe and Ash could have beat the crap out of him in real life if he wanted to, but then it would have been Mewtwo all over again. I don't know if that's necessarily true. I think Ash could have won him in a physical fight way faster, even though he has the other demon power dude of the Yu-Gi-Moto dude, because I never knew any of that shit, like I said in the reaction, and I'm sure if you were able to hear me now, but like, every time he opened his third eye of like, I don't know if that's something to do with Illuminati, Freemason, or all CI, like satanic demon worship and all that shit. A lot of my parents and a lot of people that were Gen Xers raising their kids at the time, that were millennials, like, like, oh, that's so bad. You really can't be worshiping these cards. There's very bad demonial things, very bad evil satanic spirits. You know, it was the whole, if you weren't alive in the 80s or 90s, the whole satanic panic was really, really huge at that time too. That's why stuff like Harry Potter and all these other things like that, Wizards of the Coast ship, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon was getting hugely fucking under attack for shit. Just kids like me just wanted to just enjoy the fuck out of it. I didn't give a fuck about none of that stuff back then. Not until I was in my early mid-20s. Realized, like, oh shit, so that's what my parents meant. I feel like a freaking absolute retarded dumbass. Anyways, that's all I gotta say on that part. Ironically enough, I don't know if you guys can see in the background there, but I got the same Spider-Man Miles Morales freaking poster calendar there, so all you guys, I'll see you guys in a quick second. I'll get to the current event news. Okay, so unfortunately, not only do I have one, but I have two. Hard to say it because I kind of grew up listening to this dude. I used to watch on The Adventures of Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius from 1999 to 2003. I know some of you guys that were Gen Z probably remember this show because they had the other show in 2010 to like 2014, 15-ish, the Planet Sheen one. So I'm sure you Gen Z kids, you gotta know what Jimmy Neutron was. I always wanted that little Ultra Lord RC card that they had in Jimmy Neutron movie because it started off as a movie, then like a year later became a TV show series for Nickelodeon. Unless like you grew up somewhere else around the world besides US or Canada, like I don't know if China or Japan or fucking all the Japanese, Asian countries, Europeans, you got the Jimmy Neutron cartoon like we did, or South America, Central America, you guys probably got it, who knows? But man, unfortunately to do that played Sheen, this guy Jeff Garcia, stand-up comics from Hollywood Reporter, stand-up comic and Jimmy Neutron voice actor, dies at age 50. He also played characters in the animated series Happy Feet, Rio, and Barnyard. He played the Barnyard dudes. I didn't know that. This comes from Mike Barnes. I'll read a little bit of this one. And another dude from the Mortal Kombat movie, unfortunately passed away too, the older 1995 version. It says Jeff Garcia, the stand-up comedian, who provided the voice actor. No, he does that. The voice actor. Where the fuck did it go? Alright, there it is. The Adventures of Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius, and the spin-off of Planet Sheen passed away yesterday. He was 50. Okay, it was 4 days ago. By the time you guys see this, like almost a week ago, he died. Garcia's death was announced on Instagram by his son Joseph. According to TMZ, suffered a cerebral aneurysm in the spring, a stroke more recently, and sadly got unalived at a Southern California hospital. They're being taken off life support. Garcia voiced Sheen, a Mexican-American kid who was obsessed with the superhero kid known as Ultra Lord, in the 2001 film Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius, for all three of the seasons, 2000 to 2006. I thought it was 2000 or 2005, not 06. On the Nickelodeon series. On the show, his character often went on adventures with his pals Jimmy, voiced by David Derryberry. Debbie Derryberry. It's a very big tongue twister. And Carl Weezer. Rob Paulson. I know you Gen Zers got to know that old ass meme about Carl Weezer always like talking about Jimmy Neutron's mom. I like Jimmy's mom, that's him. And then she becomes my girlfriend. Like that dude. You gotta know that fucking. But anyways, yeah, rest in peace to this man. He did a couple other shows and stuff I wasn't familiar with too. I think he did a couple episodes from the 90s or 2000s for like the Wonder Years and Boy Meets World, Saved by the Bell and all that shit. So I wasn't familiar he did all that, man. He was only 50, bro. So God rest the man's soul. I hope to God he made it to Kingdom of God. And I looked on his Wikipedia page. He did a couple other things that I didn't know he was like connected with. Like, holy shit, that's wild. Even the dude that played Jimmy's dad voice actor, he did a lot of other stuff too. And the one that did like besides Jimmy Neutron's dad, it was somebody else. I remember that. The one that did the voice for Goddard, he was the original voice for the 1969, the 70s, and the 80s version of the original Scooby-Doo cartoon from Hanna-Barbera, way like 15, 19 years before I was even alive. So I was like, this dude had a huge resume under his belt, man. That's pretty wild. So, hopefully the guy made it to a better place. I didn't know my own, but he made a lot of kids laugh. I didn't even know he was Mexican-American. I thought it was just a typical white boy, and that was it. I didn't know he was a Hispanic Latino. Like, man, so that's crazy. And I think they originally wanted him to be Japanese, but I guess they didn't want to do that whole stereotype of Asian people. I don't know. Fortunately, this one, he sadly kicked the bucket like almost 2 weeks ago now. By the time I guess he was probably 2.5 weeks ago. This man, Karl Hirokio Tawagawa, a.k.a. better known as Mortal Kombat and the quote, Man in the High Castle, gone at 75. This comes from Pat Serenberg. Unfortunately, yeah, the dude is no longer with us, man. So, God rest the man's soul. Hopefully made it to a better place. He kind of played a real creepy, scary demon dude was saying, your soul is mine. So, I hope he's not in the actual real shadow realm in real life. I hope he didn't go there. God forbid. That's not a fun place to go. Let's read a little bit of this from Variety. So, Hiroki Tagawa played the evil sorcerer guy, Sang Shuang from Mortal Kombat franchise and appeared in The Last Emperor, License to Kill, and Man in the High Castle. I think it was in another show, like the Space Cowboys one show or movie. I think he was in another one too. I think he made a movie with Nicolas Cage. I don't know, I'd be wrong about that. Fortunately, he died Thursday in Santa Barbara, California. A rep confirmed he unfortunately died in complications from a stroke. He was 75. Tagawa's family first role came in Bernardino. Hopefully I'm not going to say this the wrong way. Burke Toluki or Tolukia. Last Emperor. Soon after that, Tawagawa played the villain Quang in James Bond's movie License to Kill. Oh, I didn't know that. And he did a whole bunch of other ones. Nash Bridge, Miami Vice, Not Landing, and Moon Landing, and Baywatch. Oh, wow, he was even in that one, too. I didn't know that. His manager, Marjorie Wiener, said I had privilege of representing Kerry Hiroyoka Tagawa for many years, a longtime manager, but our relationship grew into a somewhat deeper, far deeper. He became like family. Kerry was a rare soul, generous thought, and endlessly committed to his craft. And his loss is immeasurable in my heart. It's when his family and friends and all loved him out. I really hope the dude, like, once again, not these Hollywood actors, celebrities, I'm not saying all of them, do the whole selling soul with the devil and all that shit like that, and do the blood contracts and all that shit. I don't know if they still do like that nowadays. Might be a little bit different, because I remember this other dude, gotta get across to him. I know he gets into conspiracy theory shit and all that, but the truth is, gotta get across to him. Because there's like these other ones, they know that a lot of live streamers are a lot more bigger, like on Twitch and Kick and all that stuff, and maybe even YouTube and TikTok. I know they wanted to push certain agendas about people like, oh, you gotta represent LGBTQIA community, you gotta represent more on the left side and forget all the Christianity BS and all that stuff. He made a couple of ones about Kai Cenat a couple of times too, how he's pushing a lot of like his ideologies, and he said he was a follower of Christ, but now he's like kind of pushing back on that now. He's doing a lot more worldly, esoteric things, and I know I'm not one to judge on any of that shit either, but because I know, unfortunately, I don't really like live the way I'm like Jesus supposed to live. Obviously, I should, but I don't know. It's complex sometimes. I just hope the God that I made it to heaven is the one I remember the most, man. R.I.P. to this dude, man. This guy was such a cool ass actor. I guess I saw him in a couple other movies too, besides the Mortal Kombat one. I didn't even know that was him. From like Space Cowboys and then another one. I think that's the one that had Kevin Costner, or the other one that got blackballed from Hollywood that Kevin Spacey do. So. And then like two more real quick, and then you guys could read the rest on your own. Read the rest on your own. Talk about the rest on your own. Or read them yourselves. It's Warner Bros. Discovery battles drawing billionaire celebrities and Orange Rand's son-in-law. I'm not going to read too much of this. This one's a really big one here, man. I know this happened last week, but by the time you guys see it, it'll be like almost a week and a half old. It's another one from Hollywood Report if you want to read that shit there. What else? I know there was another one. I guess Deadline from Rare is way old. It says Netflix that won the bidding war for Warner Bros. Discovery will start excluding deal talks. I think they said the other one, Paramount Plus, whatever, Paramount Pictures Plus, whatever. They're the ones that ended up making $187 or $148 billion that they wanted to buy off Warner Bros. For all their franchises. I really hope to God it ain't Netflix. The only thing I'm going to say about this, before I read this thing, I hope it's Paramount Pictures that buys it, but hopefully they don't put no politics in it. So Netflix emerged victorious with what appears to be the highest end so far with winning for the big deals for Warner Bros. Discovery. Deadline has learned that will start exclusive talks to finalize the deal. This caps the tumultuous day that Paramount moved aggressively to counter a giant streamer and seal the deal of its own WBD. Netflix offered the amount to 28 to a share to WBD, I guess Warner Brothers Discovery. According to sources, mostly in cash, it's been moving fast auction. It's been a fast-moving auction that one will reshape the entertainment landscape dramatically. WBD put itself on those blocks in October to open up the process after receiving 3 other consecutive offers from Paramount and Warner's. And it's hoped to get a deal in place mid-late December. That means everything that they have, like the real big stuff, a lot of the DC movies and all that shit, but like all like the Batman shit, Superman, Wonder Woman, etc., all the Justice League stuff, and then stuff that they had, the real old school shit. They used to own like the Looney Tunes things, and what else? Probably the stuff in the Matrix and the real old shit like that, and Harry Potter from the 90s, 2000s, and the Animaniacs and all that shit. Because I know Warner Bros. Used to own all that shit too back in the day. That and Tiny Toons and Old Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck shit, Space Jam, the original one. A lot of franchises that came out from that fucking Warner Bros. Thing. The shit I grew up when I was a 90s kid was a real huge ass thing back in those days. So, and even the stuff, the Mortal Kombat thing too. So there's that. So, I hope Netflix doesn't get it. I pray that they don't fucking get it because they're kind of going to fuck up a lot of the stuff that we grew up with as kids. So, except for if you guys were Gen Zers, I don't know. And Gen Alpha, they're probably going to have a clue what was that shit until they get older. I don't know. And the last little thing, I don't know if I want to read from here or not. I'll probably read it on a different time. I don't know. Oh, this one here. This one was pretty big. I may or may not do a reaction. So it says The Boys Season 5 trailer hints at a major unaliving. We'll finally have a release date. It says the end of The Boys is coming. This comes from Tom's Guide, Malcolm McMillan. I'm just going to read a tiny bit of it. Boys Season 5 is easily one of the most anticipated shows of the next year. This season will also be on Prime Video superhero drama's final one, and everyone is ready to grab their popcorn to watch the show's violent conclusion. We'll strap in because now we know we have the first teaser trailer, official release date. During the shows and the panels at CCXP Sao Paulo, Brazil, fans of The Boys finally got the trailer we've all been waiting for. We also found out that the show's final season will kick off a 2-episode premiere on April 8th next year. New episodes will drop weekly until the season finale Wednesday, May 20th of 2026. Oof. I know there's a lot of crazy ass blood and gore that's in this show. Like, my God, there's so many crazy old school ass memes of this dude. And then he's like the parody of Superman, Homelander. Like, man, bro. I know a lot of the Gen Z fools always like to put like the old ass memes of like him blowing the breath and all that. And that shit's crazy, man. They're so on top of their game with that stuff, man. But then when old Boomer Millennium, I can't really keep up that much like I did back in the day. Whenever they think it's funny, I'm gonna think like, I don't know why that's so gut-bustingly LOL funny. I think it's kind of silly, but whatever. I hope it does good. I hope it's a bop, a hit, slap, or whatever it is they like. And that's it. Like I said, I'm out of here. No outro. This thing is a very long-ass video. It was 1 fucking hour long. Peace out. Let's rock out. Ladies and gentlemen, see you on the flip side. Stay cautious. I'll see you guys next time soon. Take it easy. Goodbye. Stay tuned for more future content on this channel. Try to do brand new content on this channel once in a while. And stay cautious. Brand new videos will be there when they materialize. All right, take care. I'm gone. Later.